Hello, you're watching Adventures in Motorsports, and today we put a new suspension on Elvira. Alright, welcome back to another episode. Today, putting the coilovers on. Been waiting for this for about 6 months. I was working with Chris from Redshift Motorsports on doing something completely custom, but after it was all said and done, we ended up going with the BC Racing DR series, and that's their digressive valve piston, and it's supposed to be really good for autocross and still pretty comfortable on the street. We'll be the judge of that once we put them on. We also have a Swift Spring upgrade. That should be a more consistent spring rate. Swift Springs are some of the top is one of the top spring manufacturers in the world, and they do really good work. So I wanted to put those on there. We're doing it's 8,000 kilograms at the front and 10,000 kilograms in the back. And I also apologize. It's in the middle of summer in Florida. It's really hot, so I'm gonna get really sweaty and probably disgusting looking. So we'll just try to keep focused on the car and less on me. All right, let's get to it. Here they are, already unboxed and checked the parts out, make sure we had everything. Springs. So the first order of business is going to be taking apart the front struts and putting the Swift Springs on there. Yes, it's hot. It's Florida. I'm sweating. So, past that point, I'm an idiot. I did that first one and I struggled trying to get that top nut off, and then I remembered the springs, or the coilovers, come preloaded from the factory. So we're gonna try this again with undoing the spring, and I'm sure that nut will come right off. Well, you live and you learn. It's my first time doing this, what can I say? Oh, that's a bummer. So, here's what's going on. Look, I've rounded that one pretty good trying to get it off. So I got the one, it's way too rounded. I gotta get another one. Fortunately, BC Racing North American headquarters are actually here in Orlando. So I'm gonna run over there. I just called them up and gonna run over there and grab 2 new bolts, because the other one I was able to get free was a little stripped, not too bad, but they're $5 a piece. Might as well get 2 new fresh ones, put it on there. I'm gonna bring the coil over. I'm gonna see if maybe they can blast it off for me. It'd be greatly appreciated. Otherwise, I'll have to figure out another way to get it done. So off to BC Racing we go. It's about an hour drive out, so we'll go from there. All right. Well, that took all of 30 seconds to do. They were really nice. I wasn't sure if I was allowed to film in there, and I didn't want to make a big deal out of it, so I decided not to. But thumbs up to BC Racing. Those guys are great. I have a new nut for the other one. He blasted off the other nut, and he put it right back on there for me, so I'm all ready to go as far as that's concerned. So I need to stop and get some lunch because I'm hungry, and then we'll get back to trying to get these installed and see what we can do. Okay, so a couple hours have passed. I grabbed something to eat. I went to the gym. I finally just got the car up on jack stands. It's a little cooler out now because the rains have come through, so it's probably a good thing. But we're gonna see how far I get today. Even if I only get to a certain portion of the swap out, I'll finish it up the next day. We'll go from there. But car's on jack stands. Gonna get the wheels off and start diving into this. Alright, wheels are off. Starting to play around, start seeing what I've got for tools, see if I need to go pick anything up. First thing right off the bat, or one thing I've noticed, is I guess it's the steering knuckle up here in the front, and the front there. The bolt's one size, the nut's another size. Does that make sense? I've got a wrench that'll fit the nut, but I don't have a socket. So I gotta see what we got going on there. It's starting to get on the later side, so I may only be able to tackle the rears tonight and deal with the fronts tomorrow or the next day. But that's the update so far, and let's see what happens next. So, I'm starting to dive into this a little bit more, trying to figure out my angle of attack. That's the top of the strut. You see my strut brace in there. And there are 3 nuts. And you see 2 there. The third one is right there. That's almost impossible to get to. I'm going to have to pull the cowling off, which includes pulling off the wiper blades. Of course we do. So I gotta tackle that next to get access to those 3 top bolts up there, and we'll get to it. Yeah, cowling's off. I lost a couple of clips in the process. Let's hope AutoZone or somebody's got the clips in stock and I can just go grab a couple extras. Otherwise it'll be zip ties. If I ever gotta do it again, well, zip ties are a lot easier to cut. So, cowling's off. I can at least get access to all these bolts. I think I'm gonna move on to the rear of the vehicle now and start working on the rear suspension. And welcome to the rear end of Elvira. That sounds weird. Anyways, I wanted to show you guys a neat trick. Since I'm gonna have the trunk open for a long time, I don't want the dome light underneath here to be open the whole time and just draining the battery. This is the latch. The switch for the dome light is currently on. It's connected to that. I just take an Allen key, roughly the size of the clasp, down here, right up the middle. Car thinks the trunk is now locked, and look, lo and behold, dome light's off. How awesome. Now we can just leave the trunk open without having to worry about the dome light being on. Alright, so here we are. This is the rear end. This is my rear upper strut tower bar. I don't know if it really does anything. I've never noticed anything on the street. It might be one of those things you notice it after you do a couple subsequent mods or something. But that's it. I've got to pop a couple of these clips out. That one there, so I can pull the carpet down so we gain access to the rear suspension. Alright, I'll try to do this while holding the camera. So I've got these bolts here. It's hardware for the rear strut tower bar. So what I'm going to do, so I don't lose track of the hardware, is bolt it right back in with the bar, and I can put this bar now off to the side. I have all the hardware for it, so I'm not stuck trying to search for all that. Or I have to go buy new because I wasn't smart enough to do this in the first place. So, note to help on the installation. Will probably help me out later on. Alright, so there's the strut. Comes down, connects to that part of the lower control arm. There's the spring. I think what I'm going to have to do is jack up the lower control arm. Alright, there we are. The spring is out. Strut is then bolted up top. I'm going to unbolt it at the bottom here. And yeah, got our new upper control arm that'll also be going in, so we'll struggle with that next and move on. So, finished off day one. I finished one rear corner. Well, not even finished it, but got it kind of in place. Camera battery died, so I just finished up, got to a good stopping point. Day two, I've been working on the car outside the cameras rolling. Basically because it was just a rinse and repeat, and I wanted to practice on one side before I go ahead and actually film the last corner there in the front. So, the other rear is done. The passenger side front is partially done. I got to get the the end link for the sway bar. Whew, yeah, I've been sitting in the car too long. Anyways, so we're going to move on to the driver's side front, and we'll go ahead and show you some stuff on what's going down there. Oh, hey, we'll switch to the GoPro. So, here's the stock front suspension. I've undone the sway bar end link already.
to get that preparation because it's easier to get to that bottom bolt. This arm right here gets in the way of trying to get a Allen key in there. But that's this side. Like I said, just a couple clips, a brake line, a few bolts here and there, and eventually you end up with something like this. Look how fancy. But the BC kit's great. It bolts right up. It's got all the spots for the clips right here and here, and for brake line. Real clean install. Really happy with that. Alrighty. There's the last piece of the puzzle. Everything's torqued down. I'm not super tight on the lock collars just yet because there's going to be some adjustment to be had with ride height. I got to see where we sit, so I don't know what's going to happen when I drop this car with wheels. Here's your adjustment. Anything on the other side. Okie dokie, let's put the wheels on and go to town. Wow, look like a wreck. I haven't seen myself. Sorry for the sweat and the wet t-shirt contest I got going on. We're close. I mean, it's right there. It's just the front's a little higher than stock ride height. Rear's right on the money for stock ride height. I do want to lower it a little bit. I want to do like a ½ inch lowering. If I do that, I'll do that tomorrow. But for now, I think I'm going to torque down the lug nuts, and we'll go for a spin, see what we get, huh? And by a spin, I'm literally going to torque everything down and then just drive around the block, maybe once or twice, and we'll see how it feels. All right, we'll be right back. All right, away we go. Definitely going to torque the rear sway bar. I can hear it clunking a little, but those I didn't. I just torqued those by hand. There's a lot in here. Yeah. There's a little slop in the rear sway bar. Okay. It drives. Wheels haven't fallen off yet. Yeah. I got all sorts of noise going on in the back. That's fine. I don't think it was torqued down properly anyways. What time is it? I might try to torque that down. I'd like to get up to a little speed here. I mean, I'm doing 14 miles an hour because I don't want to hurt anything in the back. But initially, it feels like stock. So here we are, maiden voyage, and surprisingly smooth. Wow, yeah, no no squat whatsoever. That's cool. I mean, there's probably a little bit, but it's not what it was. That's cool. Wow. It rides right over bumps like it's like nothing. I mean, it's almost stock. That's the only way I can put it. It rides just as good as the stock suspension. I want to say a touch better. Yeah, it's amazing. I really dig it. It's really awesome. We're heading up to the alignment shop now to get the alignment done on it, so we can go racing tomorrow. And yeah, this is cool. Feels amazing, actually. I'm really surprised at how good it feels. Yeah, I say they're amazing, but I mean, I was really worried, I think, that the ride quality would suffer too much, and I would hate it to be putting the stock suspension back on Sunday. Don't think that's going to happen, actually. I'm very happy about that. Very comfortable. I can absolutely daily this car. It'll be fine. I might even be able to run it a little stiffer if I want to. But that'll all come down with testing this evening, and we'll see how that goes. But nothing's fallen off yet. I've driven about 10 miles. That's always a good sign, right? Everything sounds good. I'm not hearing any weird noises or clunks or anything like that, which is always a good sign. And yeah, we're almost to the alignment shop, so I'll check back with you guys later. Thanks for watching. This is Adventures in Motorsports. Follow us up on the Instagrams, and like the channel or like the video, and give us a subscribe to the channel here. Appreciate it. Talk to you later.